Welcome everyone. My name is Lunathi Fudu, all the way from Gqeberha, and today we are going to be talking to up and coming women and men who are in business, doing things around their communities, and also just solving problems as well, and making that coin at the same time. Today in studio, we have Akhona Ndlunguane, a native of Bloemfontein, but currently lives in Gqeberha, formerly known as Port Elizabeth. And in reflecting on her profound influences in her life as a mother, as a sibling, and as a woman, she pays homage to her mother who taught her life lessons and self-belief that laid her to the cornerstone of being an adult as we speak. And her pride obviously is expressed through her mother's efforts in raising her and her siblings, and that is a testimony to the enduring impact of her maternal guidance. Hello, Sisi Ninjani.
Hello, Lunathi. I'm good.
How is your day going?
A very long one, but you know what?
We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Great, thank you. So, just to the viewers and those who are not familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Akhona Ndlunguane. Those who like me or those who are my favorites or whom I'm their fave, they call me Umakhumalo Racing. I was born in Bloemfontein, but then to cut the very long story of how I ended up in Gqeberha, I now reside in Gqeberha.
Okay.
I'm a mother of two beautiful daughters. One is 10, one is now 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I do work in the financial sector, and then on the other side, if you split one of my caps, you find me doing VOW. VOW being the Voice Initiative business. I've got 2 other initiatives that I do under the umbrella of the Voice Initiative. Then you would have your NPO, the Voice of a Widow.
Yes.
Then I've got another side of VOW, the Voice Initiative, which is the voice of women in business and leadership.
That is amazing. So when you speak about women or the voice of women, what does that mean to you, being a voice of women?
There's a lot of spaces, without even being too specific. It's something that has become a norm, which is not actually supposed to be.
Okay.
But women, even if you put a woman in a space of leadership, there's a bit of inferiority that comes like, okay, I need to respect certain boundaries.
Yes.
So this is me tapping into that fire in that when, you know what, just
take up
that space.
Yes,
take up that
course.
space, because we can possibly be equal here. So
Yes.
let's not really tiptoe around this, so that's me. And in most cases, you realize that you deal with women that are very brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant leaders, brilliant business ideas that they've got, but the confidence of owning it, that, you know what, I can run with this thing.
Right.
So I'm there as that, you know what, just
giving them that little push.
just jump and let's see. So it's been doing well. Beautiful testimonies that I get from my ladies. In fact, recently one of my ladies, she owns a spa somewhere here in Gqeberha, one of the, I think, Matlaki.
Okay.
Matlaki. I was like, you know what? Fist pound.
And she did that herself.
She did it. And when we met with this lady, she was so down, understanding the circumstances at that time, because she was recently in a new phase of widowhood.
Right.
She recently lost her husband, and everything was just gloomy for her. But being in the environment of women that are in vow,
right,
you get into a point of saying, you know what, in fact, I can do this thing. Husband passed on, yes. I've got children here, then what? There's you. So who are you?
And I guess it's a feeling of being lost.
Yes,
I guess,
so
because you had this person.
Exactly. So I say to my ladies, you know what? If you were, let's try and remember, who were you before you got married? In a case of talking to widows now, ne? Okay, before you got married, what was
going on? Yes.
Who was this lady? So I wanted to do this academically. I wanted to do this maybe, like, you know what? If you want to go back to school, go back to school.
Right.
Just pick up from wherever. Just pick up from wherever you are.
So the fact that you're saying pick up from there, do you feel that women sort of lose themselves?
We do that a lot. Actually, you didn't even finish your question. No.
So you already
No. We
Look,
do.
I'm not married, but I've observed, and I
It
think
is our weakness.
yes.
I think, but the generation coming after us, I sound old now, but yeah, the generation
starting
coming
to
after
see it.
us, they are slowly closing that gap.
Right.
They're slowly. I love it. They're slowly owning.
Themselves
yes,
and
themselves.
who they are.
We've made the mistake, like us and those before us. The day you get married, you park you and you focus on everyone else, and you become at the end of the ladder. And no one ever stops in this long queue that you're looking after, say, in fact, how are you right there at the back? No, you pick up everyone. So in a lot of conversations that I have, I speak to ladies who say, no, I'm looking after my husband. Okay, my children. Okay, my so-and-so. Okay, you. Oh, by the way, no, it's okay. If you're fine, I'm okay. No, it's not supposed
And that's not how it should be, because you're still an individual, even though you are in this entity as well.
Let's have all of us here in this thing. There's mom, there's dad, there's kids. So let's all feed off each other.
No, that's absolutely true. And I guess not getting that advice, even when you are getting married or before getting married.
Hence, there's conversations like the Voice Initiative. Because look, the Voice Initiative is not really about widows only.
Right.
Hence, I'm saying there's a Voice Initiative, and then there's a Voice of a Widow, and the Voice of Women in Business and Leadership.
I see.
I'm trying to cover as much as whatever title you want to call yourself, but as long as you're a woman, I need you in those conversations, because this is going to equip you or empower you knowledge-wise, even if you're single, even if you're saying, okay, I've got a fiancé, I want to get some sense of reality.
Right.
You see, so that you make informed decisions going forward. We can no longer have such conversations of, oh no, I'm a widow and the family took everything from me. Like, really now? Today, that is why I'm saying these uncomfortable conversations,
we need to have them.
We're actually going to force them to become comfortable and very normal conversations.
And I would guess, particularly in our culture, we don't have enough of those conversations where what happens if, what about me and my role besides being a mother and a wife, me as an individual, not to take away from everything else.
No,
because that is part of me. Yes.
You're still part of, very much so, but now who are you? Should they not be here? Who are we talking to?
Exactly.
You understand? So there's types of marriages,
right?
Conversations that we don't want to talk about. There's wills.
Yes.
That we don't want to talk about. It's
a scary topic.
Yeah, you're inviting death. Are you planning on burying someone anytime soon?
Right.
Why are you having such? Those things must be normal. If someone raises that conversation while we're dining in the table, we shouldn't choke all of a sudden because a person is mentioning such. It's the reality that we're living with, actually.
And it's the inevitable, because one is going to happen one way or another.
And I know we don't like it, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's interesting you say that, because I try to have those conversations with my parents to learn from them, take what I need to take to apply it to this day and age, because things have changed from what they've been married 45 years. So
that's someone's age.
That's someone's age.
Yeah.
And so, I try to learn. I've got siblings who've been married now. My brother, almost 20 years. My sister, 10 years. So, you take a little bit here and there and apply it to your life. Now, in your experience, what are maybe the top 3 topics that widows or just women in general have issues with, whether it's in marriage or them being a woman? Like the top 3 issues that they will have.
Okay, there's an elephant in the room. It's gender-based violence.
Okay.
Where we
don't talk about that.
No. Don't talk about that.
Oh man.
Look, women are so powerful, beautiful, nice, You know, I wish I can just put them in a vase and just say, you're so beautiful.
So that you can just be looked
Just
at.
believe in yourself.
Because you are the prize.
Yeah, but okay. But now, there's so much in a statement of saying the voice initiative.
Right.
I think it starts from losing your voice.
In the first place.
Why are you losing your voice? Firstly, as we grow, if I give you an example very quickly without taking much of your time.
No
A
problem.
5-year-old is comfortable to jump from this desk to the floor.
Right.
No consequences behind.
Yes.
Right? In fact, I can jump. This feels good.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Ask me now to jump off this table. I would be like, nah,
There's a lot
injuries
to process.
because I've fallen, I've had cuts, I know how it feels. So there's a consequential side of it that becomes a hindering effect, in so much that it becomes some, I don't know what to call it, but we are so scared to step out of the comfort or the familiar zone. It's a fear of the unknown, all right?
And what people are going to say.
That's another syndrome. It's a syndrome.
What people are going to say.
I've never seen this thing in my area. Who's going to support me should it fail? Should it not work out? Okay, what was I doing? In fact, you know? So how about I say to you today, what if whatever you're scared of, what if it works?
Right.
In fact, what if it actually succeeds beyond your imagination? What if then that's what happens? Instead of saying, what if it fails? What was I doing? Because these things are good for so-so people. You understand? And you forget that the so-so people that you think these things belong to, they were in that position that you had exactly. They thought many times, and we're like, okay, let me try.
They had sleepless nights.
Yes, let me try. And even after you have tried, after so much fear that you had, chances are you're still going to fail.
Exactly.
What do you do? It's a question of, once it doesn't work out, then what do you do?
Do you learn from it?
It's a mistake, move on. In fact, I think I love the word failure more that I've grown up, more than not having failure in my sentence at all. Because it's, with the minute you fail, that's an attempt for you to try again.
Right.
And actually get it right.
And because you would have learned, seen your mistakes.
Fine, I made this tea now and I added 1 cup of sugar. Okay, milk was not enough. Let me try again.
Right.
You understand? So try again. Try again. There's so much that we can learn from the word failure, guys. It's giving us a chance to become better. And the people that we're looking up to, they've failed. Not once, not twice.
Ooh, we could go on.
I'm telling you, don't get me started.
All right. So before we wrap it up, we do have an upcoming event for VOW, right? That is on the 9th of
9th of
March. Yes. And can you tell us a little bit about that event?
Yeah. I'm hosting ladies that are doing something. Doesn't matter what you do.
Okay.
Right? The title or the theme of my event says Ladies in Women and Business. Women in business and leadership.
Okay.
Right? Women in business and leadership. So one would think maybe if business, then it must be a big registered
Oh, yes.
business. You know, I'm not there yet. I'm only doing nails. Oh, no, I'm only selling T-shirts. Ah, no, man, I'm only doing catering. It's nothing big. I want that. Okay. And a couple of my ladies, they come and exhibit or demonstrate what they're doing.
Okay.
So within the program, I've got a couple of minutes where I'll say, because the day is about that actually, tell us about your business. Where do we, is there a social page or how do you give your services? So we need to learn more. It becomes then a collaboration space.
Okay.
Nice environment to network. Then I realized, okay, she's selling shades. In fact, I can add up some hook or whatever that we can add. Why don't we partner, make this thing easier for both of us? Then you extend your clientele at the same time. So you meet someone who's going to have ink and you've got pen, and then let's combine this thing and bring a notepad. That's like,
yes.
you see
how we can actually work together.
Of collaboration. You cannot say to me, no, I've got a pen, I'm going to travel how many kilometers to get an ink, while someone that sells ink was in the same room with you.
Space.
How much would it hurt you to collaborate? So I'm encouraging collaboration.
Okay.
And then we've got ladies in leadership, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, that we need to normalize not shrinking when we get into the space of taking leadership. All right. So there are women that are doing it. Once we have them sharing their journey with us, then they make it more realistic for us to say, in fact, I'm no different to her.
Right.
So what steps does she do? What has she learned from her journey? Okay, where am I in whatever she's doing? You
Yes.
see, oh, I was scared of this. Oh, I was thinking that maybe, oh, did she? Oh, and by the time she's standing in front of you, like, it doesn't look like she had any
Any issues.
So we need to bring them so that we come to wherever they are.
So catering to widows is quite an interesting venture, particularly widows. I would like to find out, what has been interesting in terms of the journey of speaking to widows and some of their journeys, and what's the consensus as to how their life is after having experienced that.
When you're saying something interesting, that's interesting. Anyway, one, I'm talking to widows because I'm a widow myself. So I relate and I know the journey of a woman. Maybe one would ask, what made you think of speaking to widows? What made you think that there's a need to speak to widows? Right? It's a lack of support.
Okay.
You mentioned some being lost.
Yes.
So I attended a couple of events prior launching VOW, Voice of a Widow. And beautiful events, right? But none of them were talking to me as a widow.
I see.
Then I thought to myself, then I need to have this conversation. So to answer your question, maybe I would say lack of support. Then we become a network of saying, okay, this woman is not alone. Fine if they don't. And look, no one owes you really
anything.
All right?
Yes.
That's the reality of it. But knowing how it is to be all of a sudden a mother, a single one, without support that you are used to. The change is, it's the foundation actually is shook, right? You can say this foundation, the foundation of the home.
Yes,
it's shaken.
Because there's different elements.
You need to learn to be a single mother. You need to learn to drop a child and pick a child and go to a meeting, go to work. It becomes too much. Right. So that was the main reason. So when you're saying what are the interesting conversations that I get, it's actually the journey that I've been through, knowing that there's other women that are going through it. And in my time, unfortunately, no one related in my circle.
I see.
I looked like, okay, hello, widows, where are you? Nothing for widows anywhere.
Right.
But you will be referred, oh, so-and-so is a widow. But this person is not talking. I understand why they're not talking, because they're busy learning their own journey themselves.
To navigate.
So the capacity to say now, hello, women, come, let's talk. Not everyone's going to have that. It's support. It's the bullying of taking these women's assets when their husbands pass away and they don't have no one to talk to, or no one who's going to say, look, go, there's a door here.
Yes.
Approach this person, call this number. That's basically what the conversation to widows is about. It's empowering them with knowledge. Lastly, hence I'm saying, women that are married, women who are not even married yet, they need to be in this conversation so that we do not have the after effect of now a widow that is dealing with the bullying, that is lonely, that doesn't know where to go, who to talk to, where is who where.
And it's interesting you say that, because you would think, you're marrying into a family, that is your new family. They are going to support you should something like this happen, and you're saying basically the support is not there. So now women need to understand or have preempt that it might not happen.
At least have an idea. Okay,
yes.
Should they look? There are women that are blessed with families that nurtures them. Right. They are. And we know the reality is that there are women who are just not so lucky. Right. They'll be kicked out of their houses. Whatever, that doesn't make sense when that happens. You understand? Yes. So at least have an idea of what to do and who to talk to. That's the gist of it. Okay.
So what would you say are, now as a widow, what are the most important lessons that you have learned as being a mother, particularly a single mother, by circumstance of being a widow?
I've learned I don't have to be perfect. I've learned to make mistakes.
Okay.
I've learned to ask for help.
That's the hard one, right?
You know, your pride will take everything in you before you ask, but
I can do this. It's okay.
And then the minute we see you with these black bags here, but she's pushing, and one of these days she's admitted wherever because you ask for help. I've learned I am one person that will ask for help, just like as identifying or noticing when you need help.
Right. And that's very important because we feel, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to. Stop it. You don't have to. Ask for help.
And as a woman, besides, starting these particular conversations, which are very important conversations, how would you describe a woman in 3 words in society?
Nurturer. Leader. And the womb.
Oh, wow.
We are the womb of the nation.
Because it all starts there.
It starts there. It starts there. Whatever you put in the hand of a woman will give it life.
That is so true.
You give me a house, I'll turn it to a home. Right? You give me groceries, I'll make a meal for you. Right? So whatever that you put in the hand of a woman, we are capable of turning it into something beautiful. And that's nation building. That's our capacity.
That is very true.
We are so capable of that.
And we don't talk about that enough, of our
Hence,
role.
we've got so much of competition. Right?
Amongst ourselves.
Because we do not understand that, in fact, this thing is like a puzzle. Hold your blue, I'll hold my red. Bring your pink, I'll bring my yellow. It becomes a nice, beautiful rainbow thing that we build together. We don't have to have a lot of reds in one line. It doesn't work that way. You've got your part for a reason. There's a singer for a reason. There's a poet for a reason. There's a teacher for a reason. Like, we can't all have one profession.
That is true.
No.
That is true. And all of these can work together to build the nation, because
only if we could understand who are we? What are we in the society?
And in your opinion, I think I'm going off a little bit.
Okay.
Where do you think we lost it? You know, as women, understanding that we are nurturers, we are the womb, our value.
Because we don't talk. We don't talk to our girl children. We don't talk amongst ourselves. It's all about, I got it first, I'm going to hold on to it.
How no one else can have it.
Yes, how about, okay, I've learned, this is what happens. Open the door for another one. Look, I see you making mistake there. Try this. Okay, fine. I see your approach. Try this.
You are no more now.
You, son.
You know?
No. Maybe the approach as well that I will be using. Don't say, okay, yours is not working. Just try this. You know?
Yes.
Just
I
you understand the approach is
Yes.
also important. Because if I say to you, look, Akhona, you're doing well. I like what you're doing. Add this. Let me, as I'm doing it, see that, oh, in fact, this works even better. Then we learn and we become. There's a more of us.
That is amazing. I have one more question for you.
All right.
What would you tell 15-year-old Akhona, knowing what you know now?
I'll write a book. You do not have to explain yourself to anyone. Yes, you take accountability for your actions, but your whole the whole opinion of another person about you does not mean, or doesn't mean that's who you are. And you cannot be liked or loved by everybody. It's impossible.
True.
You are not for everyone.
And that's okay.
It's very normal, actually. The fact that there's people that are like, no, cool.
It
You don't
limits who's around you as well.
Yeah,
you know?
that's another weakness of little children. They think having 10, 15, 20 friends is it. No. You are not for everyone. Find you. You. You're not for everyone. That's the first thing. You don't have to be liked or loved by anyone. And anyone's opinion, whoever's opinion, that doesn't describe who you are. Doesn't say that's who you are.
Sure. That's hard to learn, hey?
It only comes at 40.
It
But
comes at
anyway,
40.
I'll tell you anyway.
After the hurdles along the way.
After in fact, I didn't need this, but...
And
that's how-
experiences that make you
Yes.
realize certain situations that,
And remember, along those experiences, there's decisions that you've taken,
right.
which can go either right or wrong. Then there's consequences that come with whatever decision.
Yes.
So you learn maybe that you're actually supposed to turn left. I don't know how many countries ago, and you are on your left. So it's life. Just, yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to be liked by everybody and be yourself and be your own.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
great
you,
having this
thank
chat.
you.
I learned a lot.
Okay.
I learned a lot. And
glad.
these are conversations I sometimes have with my mom and my friends as well, and just peers where,
Yes.
you know, you try to have decent conversations and use your time wisely just to get how people think, to try and have that community so that you know who's like-minded, who's not like-minded, and understand people.
Yes.
So I really appreciated this conversation.
Thank
I really
you.
did. Thank you so much for
Glad.
coming.